my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth of the birth. From him ecstatic flame emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. May your fame be spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada. Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Ke. Number 32. 32. Yes. Okay. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janna Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vajajanaranjanam Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Vajajanaranjanam Yashodanandana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janna Girivardhari Yashodanandanam Vajanaranjanam Yashodanandanam Vajanaranjanam Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivardhari Girivardhari Yashodanandanam Vajajanaranjanam Yashodanandanam Vajajanaranjanam Yamunatira Vanachari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Vihari Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Vijakacharya Astutar Shata Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada aqui. ISKCON NBBT Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada aqui. Maha Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam aqui. Gopramanandi. All Gross Assembly Devotees. All Gross Assembly Devotees. All Gross Assembly Devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayan Mudirayet Nasta Paresha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Utamashloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Shringvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Ridantaistohya Bhadrani Vidhunod Suritsatam Krishna Swadhamopagate Dharma Gyanadi Visaha Kalonasta Dishamesha Puranarkadunoditaha Maha Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 25, verse 32. The title of this chapter is The Descriptions of the Characteristics of King Puranjana. The Puranjana's allegory. Okay, repeat after me. Narada Uvacha Itam Puranjanam Nari Itam Puranjanam Nari Itam Puranjanam Nari Yachamanam Adhiravat Yachamanam Adhiravat Yachamanam Adhiravat Abhyanandata Tam Viram Abhyanandata Tam Viram Abhyanandata Tam Viram Hasanti Vira Mohita Hasanti Vira Mohita Hasanti Vira Mohita. Narada Uvacha Itam Puranjanam Hanari Yachamanam Adhiravat Abhyanandata Tam Viram Hasanti Vira Mohita. Narada Uvacha Itam Puranjanam Nari Yachamanam Adhiravat Abhyanandata Tam Viram Hasanti Vira Mohita. Narada Uvacha Itam Puranjanam Nari Yachamana Madhiravat Abhyanandata Tam Viram Hasanti Viramohita. Narada Uvacha Itam Puranjanam Nari Yachamana Madhiravat Abhyanandata Tam Viram Hasanti Viramohita. Word by word. Narada Uvacha. The great sage Narada continued to speak. Itam, upon this, Puranjanam, unto Puranjana, Nari, the women, Yachamanam, beginning. I wait the translation. Adhiravat, being too impatient. Abhyanandata, she addressed Tam, him. Virang, the hero. Hasanti, smiling. Vira, or hero. Mohita, being attracted by him. The translation from Sanskrit to English. Narada continued, my dear king, when Puranjana becomes so attracted and impatient to touch the girl and enjoy her, the girl also became attracted by his words and accepted his requests by smiling. By this time, she was certainly attracted by the king. The moment of the conception, the conclusion, the consummation of the relation with the king and the women, purported by His Divine Grace, Vaicharana Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada aqui. By this incident, we can understand that when a man is aggressive and begins to woo a woman, the woman becomes attracted to the man. This process is described in the Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Verse 8, as Punsa Istriya Mituni Bhava Metan. This attraction is enacted on the platform of sexual life. Thus, the sex impulse is the platform of material engagement. This conditional life, the platform of material sense enjoyment, is the cause of forgetfulness of spiritual life. In this way, a living entity's original Krishna consciousness becomes covered or converted into material consciousness. Thus, one engages in the business of sense gratification. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmiritanjena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistan Stapitan Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swa Padantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Paristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Srinivadi Pashtya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Dvaita Gadadhar Shri Vasani Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Tat Sat. Verse again. Narada Uvacha Itam Puranjanam Nari Yachamanam Adhiravad Abhyanandata Tam Viram Hasanti Viramohita. Translation. Narada continued, My dear king, when Puranjana became so attracted and impatient to touch the girl and enjoy her, the girl also became attracted by his words and accepted his requests by smiling. By this time, she was certainly attracted by the king. This is very classical. The king or the man stay impatient to touch the girl and enjoy. And the girl is attracted by these words, yes, the spoken words. It's very classical movement in material world. Okay, Hare Krishna. Good morning to everyone. Thanks for coming for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. I will divide this lecture in 3 moments, in 3 steps. And after I will tell Lord Nityananda pastime, a pastime from the Panihati village, the Panihati Dahichari. These are most famous pastimes in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Okay, continuing the narration of the allegory of Puranjana, the one who resides within the body. This is translation. This is the meaning of the word Puranjana. The moment when the king rules and conquers a girl, the apex of the jiva's entanglement in this material world has been highlighted on this verse. I will read a separate of Burijana Prabhu in his book Unveiling Lord's Feet about this passage in Srimad Bhagavatam. Practically speaking, however, one whose desires are aroused is incapable of distinguishing between beauty and beastliness. Often those who were attracted from a distance become aware that they simply imagined the beauty they saw, because as they approached, they may have even found themselves repulsed by what now appears to be ugliness. If the beauty was imagined, where then was the hope for pleasure? It too was imagined illusory. The eternal soul, starving for pleasure, continuously superimposes mental constructs of pleasure on the stark truth of the material energy. These constructs have only the capacity to deliver a hope of pleasure. It's only illusion. And of course, frustration is born from the disappointment that follows a dashed hope. Srila Prabhupada summarized this point in his purport to test 31. Quote, open quote from Srila Prabhupada. When thus attracted by the beauty of the material energy, one becomes very eager to enjoy. This is the influence of Rajaguna, the passion mode. alas, the material world means the connection, the attraction from male by female. This is elaborately described in this instance of Puranjanas becoming attracted by the beautiful women. In conditional life, the living entity is attracted by a face, eyebrows or eyes, a voice or anything. In short, everything becomes attractive. When a man or a woman is attracted by the opposite sex, it does not matter whether the opposite sex is beautiful or not. The lover sees everything beautiful in the face of the beloved and thus becomes attracted. Yes, the beautiful are in the eyes. This attraction causes the living entity to fall down in this material world. Okay, how I promise. When we can sing out, according to the Vedas, 3 moments of entanglement of the spiritual soul in this world. The first will be when and how he feels attracted to material energy. Dhyato vishayam punsam sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodh bhijayate. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verses 62 and 63. While contemplating the objects of the sense, a person develops attachment for them. And from such attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger arises. From anger, complete delusion arises. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material world. Yes? This is the first cause of environment, of entanglement in this world. That is for contemplation, the sense objects in this material world. And after this first step, everything's coming continuous, yes? Like a domino game. You push a first piece and everything happens continuous. A second moment would be when the jiva, already attracted by the material globe, each time increases its entanglement. Increasingly sinks and solidifies in this temporary place, as quoted by Prabhupada in his commentary. This is the verse that Prabhupada quoted on this purport. Punsa striya mituni bhavam nitam tayor mitur dayagrantina uhu atta graha griha kshetra sutta vitayir janasya mahoyang aham mameti. Here on this verse, we are in the Canto 5, chapter 5, verse 8. And here, the Krishna's incarnation, Rishabhadeva, instructed his 100 sons. The main son is Bharata Maharaj, and he gave this counsel to his sons. The attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. This is the most prominent indication of Rajaguna. On the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts on the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases life's illusions. Yes, these illusions that tie the heart and thinks in terms of I and mine. In the pure platform, in the transcendental platform, the consciousness says, I am eternal servant of Krishna, and mine means the Krishna's servant, yes, the service to Krishna. But in material conception, when the pure consciousness are covered by the anarthas, by the rajas and tamas, I am this body, and everything that is have relation with this body, my home, my car, my property, my family, all these have a connection only with the bodies, because before, like 100 years ago, this connection between wife, husband, children, and properties not existed. And in the same way, after 100 years on future, this connection not exist. Yes, this connection not exist in past, and this connection not exist on future. This meaning that is Maya. If you don't exist, you don't have it in past, and don't exist in the future, this is Maya, because our relation with Krishna is eternal. Never have a moment that our relationship with Krishna begins, and never will be a moment that our relationship with Krishna is finished. And these relationships is based on the identity of body. Yes, I'm John, I'm Lucas, I'm Mary, I'm Emma. Yes, I and mine, aham mameti. And a third moment will be that of how the living entity can solve his problem. How he can cut the knots, the tie of the heart, or the ties of our consciousness, which is very hard in the history of Western philosophy, that usually manages to diagnose the problem, but it is totally powerless to give solution to the problems. Yes, this is a great difference between Western philosophy and Bhagavad philosophy, and Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, because to see the problem, many Western philosophers can see, detect the problems, but nobody give a good solution. Yes, nobody annihilate the problems. But in Bhagavad philosophy, in Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see very raw, very directly the problems, but Srimad Bhagavatam give a wonderful solution that is the source of all, that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Okay, this is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 9, verse 29. Yadyu jayati su vasukarma manuvachabir dehatma jadishu nibristadasat pritaktvad tai eva sad bhavati yad kriyate pritaktvat sarvasya tad bhavati mula nishichanam yad. In human society, there are various activities performed for the protection of one's wealth and life by one's words, one's mind, and one's actions. But they are all performed for one's personal or standard sense gratification with reference to the body. All these activities are baffled because of being separated from devotional service, bhakti yoga, But when the same activities are performed for the satisfaction of the Lord, the beneficial results are distributed to everyone, just as water poured on the root of a tree is distributed throughout the entire tree. This verse is amazing. This verse is in the Mohini Murti section in chapter 8. If the living entity, if the spirit also have a big problem, that is entanglement in material world, in the illusion of body, family, and all things in the living entity are attached to his work, to his actions based on body. What the living entity can do? The Srimad Bhagavatam gives a perfect answer. The Bhagavad Gita gives a perfect answer. That is the process of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means when the living entity are entangled, he can dedicate the fruits of your activities, the fruits of your work to Krishna. Everything that you can do to Krishna. This is the solution. The problem in material world is the peoples don't put Krishna on center. But same things, activities, if you put Krishna in center, this will spiritualize your actions, your work, and you gradually you will remember of your real identity. Krishna is my Lord, and I have an eternal connection, an eternal relationship with Krishna. This is the process of Karma Yoga that we begins in the conditioned platform and with a cover, and gradually we will purify. And from Karma Yoga, Karma Mishra Bhakti, Karma Yoga, action for Krishna, we can get the platform of Bhakti Yoga, pure Bhakti Yoga, Ananya Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, when we don't have more desires for work and fruit activities. And all identifications with this world and with this body are cut on root. Okay, now I have a gift to you. I will read from the Chaitanya Bhagavat, a wonderful pastime of Lord Nityananda. This is Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya-lila, chapter 5, the pastimes of Lord Nityananda. In this way, one day, Sri Gaurasundar, the Supreme Lord in the form of a woman being, sat down with Nityananda in a solitary place. This was in Jagannath Puri. The Lord said, "Listen, O magnanimous Nityananda, go quickly to Navadvipa." Yes, Lord Nityananda will take care of the preaching in Bengal. When Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, he stayed in Jagannath Puri. This was your base, but Lord Chaitanya was worried with preaching in Bengal. And for solve this question, the Lord Chaitanya sent Lord Nityananda to Bengal, and after one of his wives, Lord Nityananda had two wives, Vasudha and Janavadevi, and after Lord Nityananda disappeared, Janavadevi will take care of the preaching in Bengal. I have personally promised to inundate the fools, the fallen, and the poor in the happiness of ecstatic love. If you also remain silent like Muni and renounce your magnanimous nature, then tell me who will deliver the fools and the wretched souls who have fallen into material life. Yes, the Lord Nityananda is most merciful incarnation of Krishna. The incarnation of compassion, the Guru, Lord Nityananda. You are the distributor of the mellows of devotional service. If you hide them, then what is the use of your incarnation in this world? Now, if you wish to fulfill my promise, then you should go to Bengal without delay. Deliver the foolish, wretched, fallen, and distressed persons by giving them devotional service. Sri Gaurasundar ordered Sri Nityananda Prabhu to go to Gaudadesh. All intelligent, aristocratic, learned people of Gaudadesh accepted the religion preached by Gaurasundar, but foolish, wretched, sinful people could not understand the topics of devotional service to Krishna preached by Gaurasundar. To benefit those foolish, wretched, fallen souls, to liberate them from their non-devotional propensities, Sri Gaurasundar sent Sri Nityananda to Gaudadesh, the most merciful incarnation. Having received the Lord's order, Nityananda Chandra immediately left for Gaudadesh with his associates. Nityananda Sarupa was accompanied by his intimate associates such as Ramadas, Gadadhar Das Mahashaya, Raghunatha Vaidya, who was filled with the mellows of devotional service, Krishnadas Pandita, Parameshwari Dasa, and the most jubilant Purandara Pandita. As they began their journey, Lord Nityananda first bestowed with ecstatic love on all of his associates. It's the terrible gang of Lord Nityananda. As a result, they completely forgot themselves. There was no end to the ecstatic symptoms that manifest in their bodies. The composed Vaishnava Ramadasa was the first to manifest the mood of a coward boy. So where on the way Ramadas forgot the external world and stood for 9 hours in a threefold bending forms, yes, in the form of Lord Krishna, like Tribanga. 9 hours continuous. Gadadhar Das became absorbed in the mood of Radhika, Srimati Radharani. He loudly laughed and said, "Who will buy yogurt? Who will buy yogurt? Who will buy yogurt?" The most magnanimous Raghunatha Vaidya Upadhyaya became fully absorbed in the mood of Revati. Who is Revati? Lord Balarama had two wives. One was the Varuni. Varuni is very interesting because we have a Lakshmi. Lakshmi Devi is the eternal associate of Lord Vishnu, and she is the goddess of fortune, yes, the opulence. But Varuni, that they were came from the drinking Varuni. Varuni is the goddess of the drunken peoples. So Lord Balarama had two wives, Revati and Varuni. When we go to the temple of in Jagannath Puri, Tota Gopinatha, yes. In Tota Gopinatha we can see the deity of Lord Balarama together with Revati and Varuni. Krishna Das and Parameshwari Das would always rise a loud uproar in the mood of coward boys. Purandara Pandita would climb a tree and jump from it declaring, "I'm Angada." Angada was an associate of Hanumanji, like Sugriva, like Jambavan. They was these monkeys, but they not are common monkeys. They was Kimpurushas. Yes, they have a form of monkey, bears, and all this. In this way, Nityananda, the origin of Ananta, aroused of all devotees' transcendental sentiments. Within a half hour, they would cover 4 to 8 miles. They did not know whether they were going left or right. After some time, they would ask some people, "Oh brother, tell us, how can we reach the Ganges?" The people would reply, "Alas, you have taken the wrong path. you have come 6 hours away from the proper path." After hearing their words, they would return to the right path, but they would then go in the wrong directions as before. Again, they would ask some people, who would reply, "The proper path is 20 miles to the left." They then laughed and went again towards the proper path. They were not even aware of their own bodies, so what to speak of the road? They did not feel any bodily urges like hunger, thirst, fear, or distress, for they were all relation transcendental happiness. Who can know or describe all the pastimes that Nityananda performed on the way? They were all unlimited, or only Ananta can know and describe them. Remember that Vrindavana Das Thakur, the author of this book, he is a disciple of Lord Nityananda. And Lord Nityananda is an incarnation of Ananta Shesha. But even Lord Ananta Shesha cannot speak the unlimited, cannot describe the unlimited pastimes of Lord Gaurasundar or Lord Sri Krishna. In this way, Nityananda, the origin of Lord Ananta, came to the village of Panihati on the bank of the Ganges. It's a very, very special place and near of Mayapur. He first went to Raghava Pandita's house, where he stayed along with all his associates. Raghava Pandita, Sri Makaradwaja Kara, and their families became greatly pleased. In the way, Nityananda stayed with his associates in the village of Panihati. He would constantly roar loudly in ecstasy, and he was always overwhelmed with no sign of external consciousness. Difficult word. When he felt the desire to dance, all the singers quickly gathered around him. The most pious Madhava Ghosha was expert in performing kirtana. Yes, the three brothers, Madhava, Govinda, and Vasudeva Ghosha. There was no kirtana leaders like him in the entire world. Yes, they are coward boys from Vrindavana. The kirtana of they came from Vrindavan. He was known as the singer of Vrindavan, and he was most dear to Nityananda Swarupa. Madhava, Vasudeva, and Govinda were three brothers. When they began to sing, Lord Nityananda would dance. The most powerful Avaduta would dance in such a way that the earth would sway under the weight of his feet, like Lord Shiva. He would always chant the name of Hari, 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 and roar loudly. People would be struck with wonder on seeing him forcefully fall to the ground. Anyone who received his glance as he was dancing would fall to the ground in ecstatic love. Nityananda, who was filled with the mellows of ecstatic love, now began his auspicious task of delivering the entire world. He manifested all the various transformations of love and devotional service as he danced wonderfully. After some time, he sat down on the deity throne and instructed the devotees to perform Abhishek, yes, the sacred bath. Raghava Pandita and the Lord's other associates immediately began to perform Abhishek. They brought thousands of pots filled with Ganga water, mixed with various accented oils. Everyone happily poured water on his head as they all chanted the name of Hari, Hari, Hari in the four directions. They all chanted the mantra and songs that were appropriate for Abhishek, and everyone's hair stood on end as they became filled with great satisfaction. After completing the Abhishek, they dressed Nityananda in a new cloth and smeared his body with sandalwood pulp, like in the Shalagrama Shilas. Yes, every day. They decorated his broad chest with garlands of forest flowers and tulsi leaves. Then they brought an opulent throne decorated with gold and placed it before him. As Lord Nityananda sat on the throne, Sri Raghavananda held an umbrella over his head. All the devotees began to chant, Jai, Jai, Jai. Musical instruments produced ecstatic vibrations in the four directions. Everyone raised the arms and exclaimed, Save us, save us, save us. They were in such ecstasy that they forgot themselves. In his own ecstatic mood, Lord Nityananda Prabhu showered everyone in the four directions with ecstatic love by his merciful glance. He ordered, listening Raghava Pandita, quickly bring me a garland of Kadamba flowers. This is very fun. I am very fond of Kadamba flowers. In fact, I always reside in a Kadamba forest. With folded hands, Raghavananda said, This is not the season for Kadamba flowers. The Lord then said, Go home and look carefully. There may be some blooming somewhere. Raghava went inside the house and was struck with wonder at what he saw. He saw that the lime tree was filled with the most amazing blooming Kadamba flowers. How wonderful was the color and fragrance of those flowers! All one's material bondage was destroyed by seeing those flowers. When Raghava Pandita saw those Kadamba flowers, he lost external consciousness and became filled with jubilation. He then checked his emotions and quickly prepared a garland, which he brought to Nityananda Prabhu. When Lord Nityananda saw the garland of Kadamba flowers, he accepted it with great satisfaction. All the Vaishnavas became overwhelmed on seeing the wonderful incident and on smiling the sweet fragrance of the Kadamba garden. Shortly thereafter, another most wonderful incident took place. Everyone smelled the wonderful fragrance of the manaka flowers, or the manaki. The scientific name is Artemisia indica. I don't know this flower. Kadamba flowers, champaca flowers we have a lot in Brazil, but these Damaka flowers I don't remember exactly. The fragrance of Damanak flowers enchanted everyone's mind. All the directions were filled with that fragrance. Nityananda smiled and said, "Oh brothers, tell me, do you smell something?" Why? Where from this sweet smelling of Damanak flowers? Everyone folded their hands and said, "We smell the wonderful fragrance of the Manak flowers in the four directions." On hearing their words, Lord Nityananda mercifully revealed the secret behind this. Nityananda Prabhu said, "Listening to this most confidential topic, all of you should understand this." What is the secret? The secret is Lord Chaitanya came today from Nilachana to hear the Kirtan. Yes, these two topics we have in the Vishnu Chakravarti, in the Krishna Das Kaviraj book, the Chaitanya Charitamrita. But the descriptions of Raghunath Das Goswami that came and sponsor the festival don't arise here, but have another pieces, another parts on this narration that is very, very sweet also. His body was decorated with a divine garland, Lord Chaitanya, Adamanaka flowers, and he stayed here for a while, leaning against one tree. The four directions were filled with divine fragrance of the Damanaka flowers. They were decorating his body. The Lord personally came from Nilachara to see y'all and dance and chant in Kirtan. Yes, the Kirtan of Lord Nityananda brought Lord Chaitanya from Jagannath Puri. This is very, very special. Nowadays, Guru Maharaj want to do this in Mayapur. Therefore, you should give up all other engagements and absorb yourselves in the constant glorification of Lord Krishna. I will stop here because of time, but this pastime in Chaitanya Bhagavati is very, very large. It's very, very static. The ecstasy of devotees is so big that one devotee go to the forest and a tiger arise, and this devotee slap the face of tiger in ecstasy. The devotees unroot trees, yes, with roots and all, yes. It's a very, very static pastime. Heard this. Someone roared loudly in ecstatic love and jumped down from the top of a tree. Someone roared loudly, has gaped the root of a tree and then uprooted it while chanting the name of Hari. Someone ran into a battle-nut forest, gaped 5 or 7 trees, and uprooted them together. his body was filled with such powerful ecstatic love that he uprooted those trees as if they were blades of grass. When I heard Guru Maharaj singing this pastime first time, wow, this is so amazing, so incredible. How is the ecstasy of the devotees of Lord Nityananda? Okay, I will stop here. Maha Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande. Thanks for Krishna Dasa Vrindavan Dasa.
Что-то понимали? Да. Очень сильный акцент. Очень сложно. On the 2nd of April, it will be the Manaka Ropana Dvadashi, when Lord Jagannath is offered by special Damanaka. Damanaka is only in Nilachala, is special.
Only Jagannath Puri has.
Yeah, but here we have some relatives of the Manaka. It's in Russian it's Pauline, but I don't know how it is in English. And we also offered to Jagannath bracelets of this.
This form. How is the form?
Form. This is right as crisp. Yes, it's not a tree. It's as a grass. It's maybe such haze and green with small maybe this with flowers is right.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, this, but green yellow color. It's in Ukrainian. It's a relative of the Manaka, but this, of course, has no such a nice odor as the Manaka, because the Manaka smells very nice, but this in Ukraine not so nice. But we offered it to maybe
Ukraine have a similar.
Yes.
Very auspicious place.
Yes.
So.
And it will be soon, on the 2nd of April.
Thank you for sharing with this first time of Lord Jagannath. I don't know this. Have a special festival with these flowers, the Manaka.
Yes, it will be. And this festival has a very interesting pastime of Krishna Balaram also. Yes. Maybe you can find it in internet and read when Krishna and Balarama were arrested by their relatives, yes, because they still with the Manaka. It is a very interesting pastime. Madhvananda Prabhu wrote about this in one of his magazines.
Okay.
Maybe
I know he's very special.
Very special. He knew a lot of details of Jagannath. It's very interesting.
Thank you for sharing. It's very special information.